Hi friends, welcome to our fifth and final episode of our special series, Green Tales. This is where we explore the amazing plants that grow in Sudan. And if you're not familiar with Sudan, it is a beautiful country in North Africa. Today, we will talk about a plant with the scientific name Sesame indicum. I think the name already gives you a big hint, but I'll share two more clues. The first clue is that in Old English, and even today, some people call it ben. And for the second clue, this plant gives us a lot of oil. Now, can you guess which plant I'm talking about? All right, it is the sesame plant. Do you know where the word sesame came from? The word sesame came from a very long time ago. In ancient Iraq, during the late Babylonian time, people called it Shamu, which means oil plant because its seeds make oil. Later, the name became simsim in Arabic and sisamon in Greek. From these names, English got the word sesame. And in Sudan and many other countries, it's still called simsim. This plant is one of the oldest oil crops in the world, and people have been growing it for over 3,000 years. Now, let's take a closer look at this plant. Like all plants, it has roots, a stem, leaves, and flowers. The plant can grow about 1 to 2 meters tall. The sesame flowers are tiny and shaped like little bells. They might be white or pink. After a while, the flowers fall off and green pods start to grow in their place. Inside each pod, there are small sesame seeds. Some sesame seeds are white, brown, yellow, or black, just like apples being red or green. And don't mix it up with the black seed plant. In Arabic, it's called Habbat al-Baraka, and even though the little seeds look like sesame, it is totally a different plant. At harvest time, farmers cut the sesame stalks and leave them in the sun. When the pod dry, they pop open and the seeds are collected. That's why, in old stories, people say the magic words, "Open sesame." Now, can you guess how many tiny seeds are hiding inside one sesame pod? One little pod can hide up to 100 seeds, and a whole plant can grow 750 to 5,000 seeds. That's a lot of seeds, isn't it? What makes the sesame plant so popular is that its seeds are full of oil. Almost half of each seed is oil. Now, the sesame plant loves to grow in the rainy parts of Sudan. Sudan grows so much sesame that it sells it to many other countries. People love Sudan's sesame because the seeds are very clean, tasty, and have lots of healthy oil. Sudan is even the #1 sesame growing country in the whole world. Now, the sesame seeds can do a lot more than you think. They can be pressed to make sesame oil for cooking, or the seeds can be roasted and used in delicious food like sesame candy or sprinkled on top of bread and pastries. In Sudan, people use sesame oil not just for cooking. It's also used in traditional medicine and to take care of their hair and skin. And that's the end of our adventure with the sesame plant. I hope you loved learning about Sudan's incredible plants. Who knows, maybe Green Tales will return with more fun things to talk about in the future. But before I go, I have a story to tell inspired by the sesame plant. So let's begin. Long ago in a town in Persia lived a woodcutter named Ali Baba. Every day, he takes his donkey into the woods to cut wood and then sell it at the market. One day, while Ali Baba was cutting wood, he heard a loud sound of horses galloping. He felt the ground rumble below him. Ali Baba quickly hid behind a tree and peeked out. And what he saw next was very strange. He saw 40 men riding on horses, each one of them carrying a bag. They stopped in front of a huge stone wall. Then the leader of the group walked up to the rock, raised his arms, and yelled, "Open sesame!" With a loud rumble, the stone wall slid open, revealing a dark, secret cave. The men carried their bags inside, then came back out. The leader ordered again, "Close sesame!" And just like that, the rock slid shut, hiding the cave once more. When the men rode away and everything was quiet, Ali Baba crept toward the rock. He took a deep breath and said the same magic words. "Open sesame." The rock moved aside. Ali Baba stepped inside and gasped. He found gold coins, sparkling jewels, silver cups, and silk carpets. The cave was filled with treasure from top to bottom. Ali Baba didn't want to be greedy. He picked up one small bag of gold coins and rushed home to tell his wife, Nasreen. "A magic cave," said Nasreen in surprise. "We can take more to buy a new house." "Yes, we can," said Ali Baba. "But for now, we mustn't tell anyone. These 40 thieves are very dangerous. Who knows what they'll do if they find out about us?" But someone was listening outside the window. Ali Baba's brother, Qasim. He rushed inside and demanded, "Where is this cave, Ali Baba? Tell me now." Ali Baba sighed and told him and then warned him, "Qasim, be careful. Don't be greedy. Take one small bag only." The next day, Qasim rode to the cave. He stood in front of the big stone and shouted, "Open wheat." Nothing. "Open oats." Silence. "Open corn." Still nothing. "Ugh, what was the word? I can't remember it." Suddenly, Qasim heard horses coming his way. He quickly hid behind a tree, but he had left his horse behind. The 40 thieves returned and found the horse. "Someone has been here," growled the leader. "No one can know our secret. Find him now," he ordered. The thieves found Qasim. They tied him up, covered his eyes and ears so he couldn't hear their magic words, and locked him inside the cave. The next day, Qasim's wife, Jila, was worried. She went to Ali Baba and said, "Ali Baba, Qasim didn't come home. Please find him." Ali Baba went to the cave and said, "Open sesame." And found Qasim all tied up. He brought him home and took care of him. But when the thieves returned, they didn't find Qasim in the cave, but instead they found 2 footprints near the cave. "Looks like someone else knows our secret." "Not just one, but 2, said the leader. They followed the trail all the way to Ali Baba's home. "Tonight, we'll sneak in and get rid of them," the leader growled. That day, the leader went to the market and brought 39 big oil pots. He told the thieves, "Now hide inside those pots. I'll take you to the house, and when night comes, Wait for my signal. Then we'll attack. Later that evening, the leader knocked on Ali Baba's door, pretending to be a merchant. "Good evening, sir," he said. "I'm an oil merchant from India, and I'm very tired. May I rest here tonight?" "Of course," said Ali Baba kindly. "Welcome to my home." But Jila was in the kitchen with Nisreen. "That man seems strange," Jila whispered. "Let's go look at those pots in the garden." They tiptoed outside and heard whispering coming from one of the pots. "Hey, Iqbal, when do we attack?" "When they're asleep, you heard the boss," said another voice. Nisreen thought loudly. 39 pots in the garden, 39 thieves inside, and one man in the house. "It's them, the 40 thieves." "Quick, open the gate," whispered Jila. Nisreen opened the garden gate. "Shoo, shoo, go away," they shouted, waving their arms. The horses panicked and ran out of the garden, with all the pots still tied to them. Later that night, the leader crept into the garden and whispered, "Men, it's time." No answer. "Men, let's go," he said again, louder. Still no answer. He looked around and found the horses, and the pots were gone. Then he ran off, looking for his men. In the next morning, Nisreen told Ali Baba and Qasim what happened and said, "The oil merchant from India wasn't an oil merchant at all," said Nisreen. "He was the leader of the 40 thieves," said Jila. "And where are the 40 thieves now?" asked Qasim. "It seems like they ran far away from here, and let's hope they never come back again," she added. Then Nisreen said, "We must share the treasure of the cave and give it to those in need." And they did. Ali Baba and his family lived safely and never saw the thieves again. That's our story for today, friends. Thank you for listening. If you love this tale, share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new adventure. Tale Station is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. All the links are available in the description. And I'll see you next week.